Hey guys, it's Eric here. So I'm going to be checking in on the energy for this week. Um, actually, this is more just a collective reading for you guys for whenever you see this. Um, hmm. So just take a deep breath with me right quick. There is a lot of energy for all of you it's trying to calm down. So just deep breath in and out. So when I'm connecting in with you lot here, I feel there's a lot of heat. There's a lot of energy that's coursing through a lot of you right now. I'll say that some of this for a set portion of you guys is more dealing with that anger and that anger getting you moving. There's also like this fire that's also coming from a bit of sadness for a different group. Now, for some of you who are kind of more in the middle camp, now the fire for you has just been like this influx of energy. For you, you are feeling, you know, there's two camps in here. So you're feeling the flow of energy, you're feeling very inspired, very passionate, very driven to get things done right now. And then for the other half of you, it's like your body is really trying to keep up with all the energy that's coming through for that other set. So, for those who are seeing this, there's almost like this wide net of you who are listening who are going through this energetic shift or upgrade, if you want to call it that, where all of that energy is coursing through. However, we have to make sure we're grounding it in a responsible, safe way. And for those who are in the middle, you are learning how to do this in a daily life. For the anger camp, you are learning how to get that anger out so you can join the middle camp. So it's like this great clearing that's happening for a lot of you who are, experiencing this whenever you see this, whether that is today, June 23rd, or not. And then for the sadness is also this process of clearing, but there's a lot of energy that's going into that. For any time that you're going through deep grief or deep sadness, if you need help, please go check that or go get some, right? Not a trained therapist or anything like that. But when we're dealing with a lot of deep grief here, there is, there's almost like the sticky energy that's for you guys. Let's see. What do we need to know about you guys? So there's almost 4 camps that we're talking to. So we're gonna start over here, I feel like, with the sadness group. So for you, this is for tired neutral. This is excited neutral. And we have one more for the anger camp. Okay, sadness and sorrow. Let's talk about it. Okay. So our card here today for you guys is material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways. Act of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. So for the group, I should stop calling you the sadness camp. For those of you who are feeling and going through that deep grief right now, there's almost like this alchemization that's trying to happen from you helping someone else or from having someone come and help you in that way. It's getting into the state of gratitude, getting into a state of a bit of flow. Would be very helpful. Now, we understand this on an intellectual level, I feel like most of us. The hard part is actually trying to alchemize that energy to do it, right? It's not, how do you say, it's not just that intellectual knowing, but you actually have to step into the process of getting into that space. So let me see if I can change those words. It's just in the process of making yourself do that. It's really that that is kind of holding you back. So we also have financial things that are coming in for you, this group specifically, on these things trying to come in to at least take care of your bare necessities. Now, for you guys as well, this is one of those things where, yes, the universe can give you what you need, but there's almost this want to still ask for it, right? Can't you can't just hold yourself back from it and hope somebody's going to drop out of the sky. Of course, it totally can happen, but we have to be more proactive as we are living a human existence. So, for you guys, it is all of that. So make sure you're taking steps to become active again, right? When we're dealing with a lot of sadness, I know we want to stay inside, period. We want to stay inside, be by ourselves. But the way that they're saying is maybe instead of staying inside, find a way that you can help someone else too. And it's a way that we can help alchemize our own energy so we're not staying in that sadness as much. Because sometimes what they're saying, when we stay in that, it becomes like this puddle and eventually this pool that just keeps you there, right? So we have to start working on letting that go. Okay, so let's take a look at, we'll say group number 2. We're going to say the tired neutrals. The tired neutrals. Well, for you, we have the Knight of Gabriel. This says, take time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing what to do. So for you guys, this energy is all about also action. Honestly, it's even if you are feeling tired and sad, this is not sad, but tired and neutral, we'll say. This is like finding that passion that has driven you for so long. It's like finding a goal that you've set up or set your mind to actually get going. The Knight of Gabriel, if you're thinking traditional tarot, I believe the Knight of Gabriel is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. Very earthy, very, ¿cómo se? Okay, very earthy with it. It's very stable, but we also have this big pull towards doing what we need to do, like take time to take action. And for you, I feel like I'm getting in my own way here. So let me see what messages Gabriel has for you. So Gabriel here is going into this message for you guys is to remember why you started doing all of this in the first place. Now, there are a few different branches here too. For some of you, this is about the spiritual pathway. Why did you decide to maybe stay in a religion or leave a religion? Or, why did you decide to step into spirituality itself? Did you want to feel more connected? But it's like trying to remember why we started something. And that still goes the same with maybe a love partnership. It still goes the same with business, with work and stuff of that nature. But we have this great call to action for you guys who, even if you are tired, it's like we're being asked to push through and not honor that tiredness, which typically I would say, honor how your body is feeling. But for you guys, it's almost like once you start moving, you're going to be this force of nature. Even if, if we're looking at the card, we have that like desert-esque energy here. Even if we have that feeling of having nothing around us, it's being asked to transition, to change, to move towards something. And, we have this angelic support here. Gabriel is really saying this too. Gabriel, if we're connecting her, the angels are not just connected to feminine, masculine things, but she is more connected to the divine feminine, not necessarily the gender. But we have this energy that's pushing us towards writing, towards being creative, towards expression, while also having that take charge and action. So this is really saying here for you guys, it's time to maybe look back on the things that you wrote down a few years ago and say, this is why I started this. Let's go. Maybe I've been putting off this for a really long time. It's time to get moving. And it's almost like once you understand why you were doing it, the whole gamut changes, and we have energy to make things happen. We have energy to, to be around people, to make things happen very quickly, I'll say. So that is for our tired neutrals here. We're going to take a look at our energetic neutrals. For those of you who already are on your get up and go, let's see what you got going on. Okay, so actually we have the energy for all of you guys. It just has different flavors. Sorry, I just flipped the other card around. Yeah. So honestly, the energy for all of you, period, all of you, is this energy of like movement. For our energetic neutrals here, we have an excellent opportunity will be offered to you: scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. Now, for you guys, our energetic neutrals, we have the Page of Ariel here, which, there is this aspect of scholarship. There's an aspect of that peaceful warrior here. So we do have some want to learn. However, besides just the energetics of this card here, I would say that Ariel wants you to do it, but also have some more fun doing it. It is time to get to work. It's time to get going for all of you, period. Which our angry people I'll get to you here in a second. I say that with a lot of love, our angry people. So we have an excellent opportunity will be offered to you. So we have this like playfulness of trying to learn something new, being curious about it. Even in the card, we have this gigantic library kind of being shown here. But it's like all of the knowledge that you need is going to show up. So this is a time for all of you to really be paying attention to, I would say offhanded comments from other people, not necessarily someone you're in conversation with. But when I say offhanded, it's not so like someone talking about you, but just like, oh, this little bit of knowledge that gets shared. And maybe it's a book that gets like recommended to you, because for you guys, you're already in the process of doing, right? And so there's this want to be more educated about it and how you can go about it in an easier way. But then we also have like moments of synchronicity, because you guys are already connected into your flow. You're already connected into what you need to know, really. For you specifically, there's this underpinning. There's this underpinning that they're trying to get to you. And for you guys, it's two camps here. Two camps, two cards. So group number one, we're going to say here. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. So for group number one, we're going to say we have the Ace of Raphael, which is a positive, new emotional experience, romantic partnerships or relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So for group one, we have this want for love. We have this thing where that's something that we're trying to learn more about. And so you're going to find a lot of your opportunities and education is actually going to be from romantic partnerships, stuff of that nature. We have almost this just new emotional experience, essentially, whether that is an actual lasting relationship. The way that they've kind of posed this, it could be. But it is not necessarily always about that. It's more about, I have this new sense of feeling, of emotion, of happiness. And I know that everything's going to be okay, right? Even back here, we have the dolphins showing up here, which when I think of dolphins, I just think the gangsters of the ocean, the tricks, a little bit of tricksters, but just very playful. And it's not necessarily at a mean-spiritedness, but it's like how, I'm learning how to be more playful with myself and know that that's okay. It's when I'm going into it, it's not about the people who you're meeting are going to be the tricksters, so that doesn't feel like that's a problem. But it's like, how can I be more playful for myself while learning and going through that? For camp number two with you guys, we have honestly the almost not opposite, but we have the Ace of Michael here. So it says, a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. So I would say for you, instead of the emotional aspect of all of this, you are more learning how to communicate openly. I would say you're also learning how to honestly make up your mind for some of you guys here, because with this card, with Michael, if you're thinking traditional tarot, this is more the aspect of swords here. And so they have a lot of mental influence or mental aspects that really show up there. But, you know, we have this problem that you guys have been experiencing for a while when it comes down to communication, where you're standing on top of it. Like, you've learned how to recognize it from different places, and you're saying, I'm going to change it. But it's not just about that. There's that aspect of the new idea that comes in, but it doesn't seem fully fleshed out just yet. So for you guys, it's more about how can I change my mentality, my thoughts for a lot of this. And, you know, even when we do have those bumps, we're being asked to trust, to be open to different things, which is our favorite words, right? However, it does feel like it has a much more uplifting things, even if the road might be a little bumpy. For you guys, it feels like you know, it might be a little bumpy at first, but you're going to have all the water, the nourishment, the stuff that you need for it. Okay, so that's our group 3, our energetic neutrals, who are getting more and more prevalent as we speak, which is good. So for all of you, maybe you're having this like the shift of energy that you're experiencing even as you're just listening to this, where you're starting to move into the different camps as well. So, you know, be open to that energy shift that's happening. And so far, our people who are burning off energy, our angry people, love you. We have the Knight of Michael, which is also, you know, we have time to move quickly. I love how they're all the, you know, similar theme. Choose logic over emotion and sudden changes. So for you guys, it's about not necessarily disconnecting from your emotions, but it is definitely a time to lead more with your head than your heart. I don't like saying that, but for you guys, it's very much the case. I feel like for you, specifically this group, you know, you've done a lot with people, I would say almost like betrayal. There's a lot of grief in your heart that's really taught you not to trust your heart when it comes down to it. And this is something that's going to shift and change, but for you right now, it is actually going to be much better for you to be more mentally focused rather than that emotional focus that, you know, we do have as a general thing we like. Right? Logic and emotion, they can go together and they can go very well. But for you guys, it's going to be how can I look at what's going on, be very intellectual, very logical on it, and use that to my advantage? How can I start moving through this rather than staying in the anger? You know, for some of you, they're showing me this. They're showing that working out is going to be a really good way for you to help move this energy. To also get stronger. You're that knight. You're very protective, and so to choose more of that logic and get that moving is just going to help in a lot of ways. So, you know, get moving physically, let me say that. Get moving physically, whether that's walking, running, weightlifting, exercise, stuff of that nature is going to help this group specifically. They're also really showing like trails in nature are going to be very helpful for helping you kind of get that anger out. Big thing though for you guys though, when you go into spaces of nature, have your phone on you, but behind you or wherever you can, that's not going to be in your hands. Don't have headphones in. Make sure you're just paying attention to nature. Look at the colors, look at the scenes that are there, listen to the birds, look out for snakes. You know, the things that you do as a responsible human when you're going into the woods. Do all of those things and more, but really look at how you can pay attention to it. Maybe it's you're going on a hike and your heart starts to beat very, very loudly and you're like, oh, my body needs a break. Listen to that. You know, use your senses that this body does offer you to help work out that energy. But I will say overall here, we have this really big push to get active, to get doing things for all of you. Now, each of you again has like this different level of energy that you're currently working with. But the general theme here, I would say, is that we are being tasked to get our butts in gear. Let's see here. one for each overall. So we're gonna use a deck I don't use too often here. It is, oh goodness me, it's an Archangel deck by, my brain is blinking. Oh no. Diana Cooper. There we go. Diana Cooper. So, we're going to just see what angel is trying to come forth here for all of you who are in every camp here. There's this singular theme of like a movement and energy that's really being pushed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one card. Is it one behind it? Okay. So even while you're getting moving, we have Archangel Samael. It says, choose harmonious responses, act with wisdom and with grace. So even while you are going through and getting moving, maybe you're in camp one where you're dealing with a lot of grief, and the best thing that you can do to get moving is to try to help someone else too. While doing that, you're helping to process that grief. But we're being reminded to, make sure we're doing this from a state of harmony as best as we can, and not kind of overplay our hands when we're doing it. So even while we're getting moving, we have to pay attention to our body and what it needs. But the general theme here for all of you guys is, how can I be, active? How can I get things done and going for that? Now, what we're going to do here, yes. So, what we're going to do here, we've had this wonderful reading here. And now what we're going to do is, if you're willing to accept some energy healing for each of these groups, see, are they going to be differentiated? No. Okay, so if you're willing to accept the energy healing that I'm going to be sending, I invite you to say, I accept this healing for my highest and best good, period. Doing this is for your own safeguard for when you're connecting with others, period. And just, we want to be safe. We want to be ethical. So if you're willing and want to accept some healing from this video today, I invite you, as long as you're not driving or doing something that requires your eyes open, I invite you to close your eyes and just, start by taking a few deep breaths. I'm going to go ahead and start connecting with each and every one of you. Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to have my hands just facing you guys. Okay. So just take a few deep breaths here with your eyes closed, in the nose and out the mouth. In the nose and out the mouth. Beautiful. Now, a lot of you, as I'm connecting in, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to place one hand on your heart space. They're saying the right hand on your heart space and your left hand on your solar plexus or your belly, above your belly button. These are the two most active centers for this healing. So you might feel your palms heat up as, honestly, you are healing yourself. The vibration and coherence that is being offered to you allows you to do the same. Just keep breathing in and breathing out. So, as we continue here, I'm going to be performing some light language, or allowing the light language to come through me. If you've never heard of light language before, I say it's the language of the soul. Your body and your soul understand. Your mind, maybe not. Maybe you will be one of those who understands it. But I just want you to keep focusing on the breath and allowing the sounds of the words to just pass over you or pass through you. Kulalaya kumaya ta kushalilia kakumpria la hiatumma. Heatumma ria kolalia kakiata kutumbria la kiata. Tumria kia shulalia kakiata bumbria la kiata tumria kaku. Iatu shalilia kakuria lia katumria kachatumma. So we have this aspect of ourselves that is being transmuted here, almost like crystallized energy in the body. For about 4 of you, they're saying this is going to feel like this thing that you've been dealing with has just been plucked out. It's very specific though. They're saying it's been around the right breast. Okay. So, cool, good. You know, if you have felt something here, make sure you get yourself checked out. Right? We are in these physical human bodies. So, iela kola yakakum riakakuna kashetiatakuma. Ask that our higher selves be activated here and to allow the most perfect blueprint for each and every person watching this or connecting with these energies to be downloaded into their system, bringing more coherence and balance for themselves, as well as a deeper connection to themselves, their higher beings, their higher selves, their monad, and their teams and guides. Dumbrielaku shatakuma. For some of you, it's almost like this wave of water just passed through you. There is this remembrance of a time where you lived in the water. Perhaps the energy of like mer people. Just going to say it as it is. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I ask that any energy that needs to go to each and every person here come through now. Or may they come back and receive more. I ask that Archangel Michael place a bubble of protection around each and every person. I disconnect my energy fully. My energy stays with me. Your energy now stays with you. I just want you to take one more deep breath here in the nose and out the mouth. Good. Now, welcome back to your body. Make sure you drink plenty of water moving forward for the next few days. For those of you who are having past life memories, cool. See where those are being more prevalent or present in your current life. For sometimes these past life memories are just to remind you of something before, but a lot of the time these are showing aspects of yourself now that you're now connected to. So, excuse me. Yeah. Now, I'm sending you guys a lot of love. And I kind of want to do more of these kind of readings, more than just the, the weekly readings. This feels for me more impactful. So, if you have enjoyed this today, hit subscribe or whatever, and share it with people if you would like. I just love to be of service here, and I'm sending you guys a lot of love. All right, bye for now.